Alright, so in this video, we are looking at the SPY or the S&P 500 or the SPY. Yeah, let's say that, right? So, SPY has been interesting today. And it seems as if since about 105 till about 225, it went sideways, like no movement. And we're looking at the 5-minute chart. It was just sideways, no movement, just slightly up, slightly down. And if you're in options, you're going to lose money every time. Every time you want to make sure that you have a direction, either up or down. So I would have found the high, which was right here. Looks like at this Fibonacci, the gray dotted line that you have is a Fibonacci retracement that's automatically generated on my chart. So I would have marked the high of this, and as you can see, it kept coming to this and getting rejected. It came to this again, got rejected, came here again, got rejected, and it just came and it moved sideways. So from this range, this high, down till about this low, which was about here, SPY moved. Let me get that off. SPY moved from this high to this low from about, let's see, 1250 to about 230. So it looks as if the SPY moved sideways, went sideways. Guess what? It finally chose a direction. Let's say that. Right here, the 5 and the 50 crossed to the downside, which is a bearish signal for me. And I got a little indication here with my MACD. So that was a confirmation for me to enter this trade to the downside for a put. Okay. So if I would have entered the put, I wouldn't have stayed in it very, very long because it gave me a signal here that SPY is back above the 5 EMA. And if you can see here, my MACD is about to cross. You don't want to move before you get a true signal of that cross to the upside, because sometimes I've gotten in and it did the total opposite. And it looks like here, the light blue here and the white line, that's my 5 and 50 EMA. It looks like they want to cross to the upside, which will be confirmation to what I'm seeing down here. I always try to look for a second identifier or a second confirmation to let me know that I'm on the right side of whatever trade that I'm about to enter. So as you can see here, this MACD is opening up a little bit more, which I like to see before I enter a trade. My 5 and my 50 looks like it's trying to cross to the upside. It looks as if the SPY has a lot of resistance, upside resistance here in this area. We have the VWAP, we have the 50 EMA and the 20 EMA. So it looks like we're trying to break through all of that so that we can go up to the upside. I do have an alert set to let me know if SPY breaks this area. That will be my clue to enter a call if I am looking to trade this. And at this time, I'm not. We're towards the end of the day, and it's a day before a holiday, so we don't know if the SPY is going to sell off. Looking at SPY on the 30-minute chart, you can see that sideways movement that I spoke of. It was above the 5 EMA. As soon as it crossed to the downside, look, y'all, it came down, broke through this 20 EMA here, and found support on the 50 EMA on the 30-minute chart. Normally when a SPY drops, or normally when a candle drop, I always go and see where did it find support, and that's one of the things I ask myself. Okay, where did it find support? That's always helpful to remember. And again, looking at it on the 30-minute chart, SPY came up, it found rejection here on this 5 EMA, and it's still finding support on this 20 EMA. That's why we're trading still in this area here, finding support here. It's having trouble getting above here. So going back to the 5-minute chart, that's why we have this red candle here, because SPY was having trouble at this area here, and it looks like we could very well, it looks like it's trying to push it to the downside. Let's go back to the 5 and see if support is here at this. The red dotted line that you see here is my ORB low for the day. That's the low. First 15 minutes of the day, this was the high and this was the low, and it's automatically generated on my chart. It really helps me with support and resistance. So the first 15 minutes, if you can go ahead and just give yourself some lines to let you know that this is my general support and resistance for trading. And SPY has broken, it looks like it's trying to break through that low, and if it does, it could very well continue to the downside. Again, it is a day before a holiday. I don't see a whole lot of people wanting to let's say hold positions through the holiday and start over fresh on Friday. But who's to say? We trade what we see, right? SPY was getting rejected in this area and has been for a while. So it says probably about 255 up until now, about 325. It looks as if SPY has been again back to that moving sideways. It has not been able to break above this area. My alert did not go off, and it looks like that 5 EMA has been strong resistance for the SPY, and it has not been able to push above that. If it breaks through this area here, which is the 454, about the 80, about the 80 range here, if we break through this, that means we're probably going to go down and find support here at this 50 EMA again, excuse me, that is the 50 EMA again. We're looking at the 30-minute chart for the S&P 500 ETF, that is, and we still have that sideways movement. Y'all, every time I make that bigger, I do it for me so that I can see. We had some sideways movement here. We came down, found support, went back up, got resistance. Looks like this candle here is still stuck in between that range of support and resistance. That's why we're moving sideways. So we have about 30 minutes left in the market for today. Are we going to break this and go to the upside? We've been struggling at this area for a while. We came down, we came back up, we went down, came back up. So the most important thing is to pay attention to what your charts are showing you. Pay attention to your, like the MACD here. Normally when the MACD crosses, that's a signal for me. I don't have a second confirmation outside of, I need to be careful. That 5 and the 50 would be my second confirmation, but because I have all of this resistance right here, I definitely would not enter a call to the upside until it shows me that it is going to or can break this area. Again, the MACD did cross here. However, I like to see it a little bit more fan. I always say that alligator mouth needs to be open just a little bit longer, a little bit wider for me, in order for me to go in and trade it, enter the trade. So again, pay attention to what your charts are telling you. Here they were telling you that this is indecision. We don't have an up or a down. You don't want to enter a call or a put unless you have a clear direction as to that is what direction the market is going, or that is the trend that it has taken. And I always say follow the trend. They always say that the trend is your friend. That is so true. So we looks like we're getting some volume here. Are we going to break this area? There it is. That was the alert that I sent y'all. I'm telling you, those alerts are so helpful to let you know that it has broken through that area. Now what I needed to do is to close above this area. Even though that alert went off, I would not enter the trade based on what I heard. MACD opened a little bit wider. However, you can see some sellers were right there, and it pushed that price right back down. So you got to be careful not to just jump into the trade. I need to wait on the next candle to let me know that that's a confirmation for me. It's a safe place, or a little bit safer, let's say, to enter into the upside, for the call. Again, the alert went off. However, some sellers came in and pushed that trade right back down. Let's go and look at that on the 30-minute chart. Again, that 5 EMA is strong resistance for the SPY right now because it has not broken above that level. So I'm going to go in and put another alert to let me know when the SPY gets to this place and above this place. In order for me to enter a call, it would need to go above this and close above this. And right now, it seems like we're just having trouble, and have been having trouble in this area for a while. So calls to the upside right now are, whoa, we did it again. See how fast it just happens. But you just have to be careful and be watchful. Look how close that MACD, not the MACD, look how close the 5 and the 50 here. Looks like it's wanting to cross to the upside based on this candle right here. And the MACD seemed to be, the alligator mouth right here seemed to be opening a little bit wider. So that's a signal there that we could very well start going back to the upside. I will definitely pay attention to that. It is having the VWAP is here, the 20 EMA is here, the 50 EMA is here. It's a lot of resistance right here, so we have to just pay attention, trade what you see, don't rush. I can say that again, do not rush. Even though I heard that signal, that alert went off, that was not my signal to get in. It looks like the 5 and the 50 is trying to cross, but in order for me to enter, it needs to be a clear signal of the crossing. And just like those lines are just too close for me right now for the MACD, I would not enter based on what I'm seeing right now. I would need a little bit more confirmation. And SPY has not gotten above that 5 EMA, which was resistance, which it was clearly having trouble. Although we did have a little volume, we still have about 30 minutes left in the market today. It could very well break that and go up and make a new high, or it could break to the downside. There's my alert again. So we have gotten above that line. Let's see if we continue up. I'm going to go to the 2-minute chart. A lot of people like to use the 2-minute. I like to use the 1 minute, but I mean, whatever works best for you. And it tells me on the 2-minute that we are, let's see, the 5 and the 50. Alligator mouth is a little bit open up here for the 5 and the 50. I always said alligator. It just reminds me of that. Looks like we're going to the upside. I would definitely be careful. Again, it is a day before a holiday. It did break through this resistance here. Are we going to close above this resistance and continue to the upside? That is something that I would definitely be watching and be mindful of. I would not rush into it. If I were to enter a trade, I would enter on a scalp. A scalp meaning I'm in and I'm out, but based on what I am seeing, we are not moving fast enough for me to go in and say that I'm going to scalp it. You know, it looks like we're still having trouble in this area. And is that going to give us a double top? You know, we don't know. So we have to be very, very careful and wait on this candle to close and, you know, wait on the next candle. I will say that the alligator, this mouth here for the MACD is opening a little bit wider. So I like to see that. That is good. My 5 and my 50 did cross. That is good. I like to see that. So I'm going to go to a smaller time frame and see what's going on like now. And I don't see much of a signal that tells me that this is going to continue strong to the upside. So entering a call at this point would not be beneficial for me because I don't see it as being very profitable. And the trades that you take, you want a profitable trade. You don't want to just go in and just waste money because who wants to waste money, right? So pay attention to what your charts are telling you. Set your alerts. Make sure you have confirmation as to why you're entering and why you're doing what you're doing. And yeah, trade what you see. Trade what you see. I hope this is helpful, y'all. I am Miss Didi here at the Filling Station. I am super excited about trading and excited about learning how to produce generational wealth. I always say one trade at a time. It's like putting that puzzle together, and we're just observing, you know, the SPY and seeing places that we can just pull out as nuggets to learn from, or taking that piece of the puzzle, right? So I hope this is helpful for you. Have an amazing day today on purpose.